Now at this point of the course, we've learnt 5 major chords, and we haven't actually talked about what a major is, and we're about to go into minor chords. So in this video, we're going to talk a little bit about major chords and minor chords and what the differences are, besides the clear difference between the sounding of an E major and an E minor. Okay, so there is only one note difference, but there is a sound difference that is really key. But before we can get into learning our E minor, we need to understand a little bit about majors and minors. We don't need to understand everything, but just about the concepts behind them. So if we have an E major, there are different notes that make up the E major scale. We've got an E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. Those are the notes of the E major scale. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And of course the first and the 8th are the same note. They're both E's, as we've already learnt, just one octave apart. So there are 7 different notes of an E major scale. Now from an E to an F sharp, so that's a tone, then 2 more semitones, which is a tone, and then here we have a semitone up to A. Then we're going to go tone, 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 semitone. So for any major scale, wherever you start, then you can follow this pattern. So if you start on E, take a tone, tone. So a tone is just 2 semitones, remember? So semitone being half of a tone. Tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. So that's the pattern that we're always going to see in major scales. Now if we get a minor scale, it's going to sound a little bit different. Here's an E minor. You can hear the difference there. And an E minor, we're going to go E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E. Okay, and so there we have, from the first to the second, tone, semitone, tone, tone, semitone, tone, tone. So that's going to be our difference for the minor scale. We've got tone, semitone, tone, tone, semitone, tone, tone. And that's the pattern that you can do on any minor scale as well. So let's try, for example, on an A major. If we go back to our pattern for E, we should know that we go tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. And for a minor, A, tone, semitone, tone, tone, semitone, tone, tone. Alright, so that's our A major and A minor scales. Now I'm not expecting you to become an expert on the notes of the fretboard in this course, but what that does is give us an understanding of the intervals that are happening, that is, the gap between notes that are happening throughout our scales. And so if I play an E major, we're not hearing all 7 of those different notes. What we're generally hearing is the first, the 3rd, and the 5th note. So if we go in E, and then we go tone, tone, that's our 3rd, and then you go semitone, tone, that's our 5th. And so most major scales are going to have. Listen if you can hear them there. So you can hear those different notes across the E major scale. Now if I take an E minor, which we haven't learnt yet, of course, you're just taking your index finger off, and I will teach you more about how to play the E minor, then the difference is going to be only in one note that we hear. Rather than having the 1st, 3rd, and 5th that we did of the major scale, we're going to have a flat 3rd compared to, so, and then we're going to go tone, tone. So that's still the same note, that's still a G. Those are the notes of the E minor chord. 1st, flat 3rd, and 5th. So that just gives you a bit of an idea of the theory behind majors and minors and why they sound different, and if you need to, how you can identify what the notes of a major scale and minor scale are, particularly if you're looking to solo and things like that down the track.